Hey everybody, hi, this is Carolyn Shadrach. Welcome again. We are here for day 4. This is Thursday, and today we've got another guest with us. We actually have Howard Fox with us. We're going to be introducing him later on. And today we're going to be talking about how you can build credibility and authority within your industry using Facebook Live, and how you do that. We're going to be talking about to Howard about some of the things that he's found with Facebook Live and some of the differences that he's found. He's actually an experienced podcaster, so we're going to be talking about that with him. And so let's see. So today we want to, I just wanted to give you the secret word for today. So today's word is actually, what is today's word? Today's word is cool story. It's actually 2 words. And so if you actually type this word in at the end of the broadcast, when we say to type it in, then you're going to be entered in to win a $500 prize. And so you want to kind of make sure that you remember the word and it's cool story and type it in when we say. So as I said, today we have with us Howard Fox, and we're going to be talking about how you can use Facebook Live to, within your marketing, to actually build credibility and authority within your industry. So without further ado, let's see if we can actually kind of bring Howard in here. And so actually, let me just introduce Howard. So Howard is actually the host of Your Success Path Live, and that's the place where you can get the freshest advice from executive entrepreneurs so that you can use that advice to lead and motivate and inspire others. So let's see if we can get Howard out here. Hey, Howard. Hi.
Good,
welcome.
Good morning. And hey, I have to ask. You said it was Thursday, Carolyn.
Oh my God.
But I'm thinking it's Friday. And actually, I had a really good Thursday. So if this is Groundhog Day, that's not a bad thing. Okay. But just checking.
It is Friday. Oh my God! Wow! Thank you, Howard. It's good. It's good that one of us knows what's happening. Yes, it is. It's Friday, and actually, because Thursday, yesterday, we had Kristen Robinson on here. She was in here talking about Facebook Live and how she kind of uses it within the Facebook groups, and so she had like kind of lots of great nuggets for us. So,
sure.
So Howard, I know that you actually, as I said, you're actually an experienced podcaster on internet radio.
Yes.
And now you actually have your own show on using Facebook Live. So how did you get into that, and what are the differences that you found?
Well, I started my internet radio show, CEO Spotlight Radio, last year. We started planning it in 2015, and we launched it in 2017. And what I liked about it is my goal was to bring on my ideal customers and clients that talk about leadership development, how they lead, how they got into their business when it came time to, hiring employees, managing them, and then really talk about their lessons learned. And, the goal was to convert those guests into a paying client for my business. Yeah. Uh-huh. And I enjoyed it for one thing, I have a great face for radio. And I liked it, great conversation. It was about a half-hour show. But, I really was finding, and I discovered that everybody was starting to get on Facebook. And it's like, what is Facebook stuff? So I learned about Facebook Live. And then, this proverbial light bulb went pop, 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 pop. And I thought, oh my God, number one, I don't have to pay for internet radio anymore because it's not a free service. You've got to pay for this. Yeah. But I could use the Facebook infrastructure to manage the equivalent of having a radio show. And so what I did is decided is, almost the same model that I had was, bring my potential clients onto Your Success Path Live, and also to bring on, entrepreneurs like you and I, Kristen Robinson, who by the way, I love Kristen Robinson. She's been a very big help to me. So, glad to see that she was on the show. what was really the differentiator was, I can bring entrepreneurs on, which is what I did on the podcast, but also on Facebook now, to talk about their niche and how they work with business owners and leaders. But then I could also have another section, and it's just a matter of changing the tagline on your Success Path Live on the header on the page, is to bring those business owners on to talk about their challenges. So when it comes to managing Facebook or managing their energy or managing their time, getting the clutter out of their lives. So I kind of have, with your Success Path Live, a dual purpose. Bring on the entrepreneurs like ourselves, but also to bring on my ideal clients, because, not only are we giving the business owner, the entrepreneur, an opportunity to have a platform to speak about what they do, but because I'm continually bringing on a mix of other entrepreneurs, if somebody all of a sudden says, I really want to get some videos made, well, then I know I'm going to say, well, you need to meet my friend, Carolyn, Shadrach, and her husband, Matt, and because they're the best. And so now, not only am I giving these folks a platform, but I'm creating that know, like, and trust, because hey, you ought to read this article, meet these people. I think they can help you.
Wow. Oh, do you hear that?
You're getting the proverbial feedback. Sometimes it just comes in and out.
Oh, okay. It's good that your Howard is more experienced, and it has gone away. But so it sounds like, even through doing this show, you actually kind of build up like a network of people that can to service your clients. I think that's one of the things that I talked about recently, was like, when you have like a deep understanding of who your clients are and who your ideal clients are, even when you don't have the things which can actually serve them in terms of problems that they have, but when you have like a network of people that you can reach out to, that you do actually, like you said, know, like, and trust, then you can confidently kind of go out and make sure that they get the services that they need and be that kind of facilitator as well.
Exactly. And there's I forget his name off the top, but there's a book called, about becoming a trusted advisor. And, I come from a consulting background, on the business side of technology consulting. And this idea of becoming a trusted advisor to your potential clients, your existing clients, that has longevity. And as a coach, a leadership development coach, I'm all about creating the relationship that has a long-term impact rather than a short-term deliver the product and go away. I care about the longevity.
Yes, yeah. So tell us a bit about the client, your ideal clients, the people that you actually do work with.
And that's it's interesting that you asked that question. I came into the coaching profession. That was the first thing that was really emphasized to us, and I have to say I didn't take it to heart. When we're first starting out, we want to be everything to everybody.
Yeah.
And so we're good at everything, master at none, so to speak. But what I have found is I've kind of learned that lesson, and I think it's, what does our friend Lisa Cherney say? Multiple client disorder. I forget the exact word.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've really, as a solo entrepreneur, and by the way, I love to collaborate with other coaches who have complement. I need to really focus on a niche market where, as a solo entrepreneur, solo business coach, I can come in and help them. And so I look at the small business owner, which is still, by the way, a very broad demographic. It's too large. And so I really need to define who they are. But it's a small business owner. Perhaps it's an owner, could be like an accountant. I mean, they tend not, their business relies a lot on, say, referrals. And they're really, and their personality-wise, they're a lot like me. I know what I have to do. I know what needs to get done. And I don't have time for, where I differ from them, social media or being on, say, LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found is if I look at what my personality is and who are the types of professions, the businesses that, are kind of like the way I used to be. I'm still an introvert, but, I'm a very good extrovert as well when I need to be.
Right.
I hope I am. But I can tell, accountants, lawyers, technology professionals, consultants who run smaller businesses, they're not just on their own. I don't want to, but just starting out, they've got this great idea, and they can be somewhat difficult to work with sometimes because they feel they've got to have control over everything. But if I have a little bit more of an established business owner, the lawyer, the accountant, the technology consultant, has a business, has staff working for them, and maybe those staff, they're not getting along, there's some behavioral issues, maybe they don't trust each other yet, or the conflict they have is getting in the way of meeting their goals and objectives, and at the end of the day, it's affecting the bottom line. So those are my ideal clients that I am now pursuing. It doesn't mean I'm not going to say yes to something that comes across my path, but I may also say, no, it's not right for me. But then, hey, I'm going to refer you to my friend Lawrence or Ron because they're better at this and more equipped to handle your particular concern than I am.
Yeah. No, it's interesting what you said about that idea of being able to kind of identify who your ideal clients are, because we actually just finished up a piece recently that was a video that we're working on where we talked about the idea of clarifying your message and knowing who exactly it is that you want to speak to in terms of your ideal client. Because like you, I think it took me a long time to kind of really absorb exactly what that meant, because initially I thought it just meant that, okay, I had my stuff and I just need to kind of decorate the door to get people in to get to my stuff, but my stuff is my stuff, right? But actually when you really kind of connect with that idea of serving an ideal client, the potential is that it's not just you have your stuff, it's to really understand exactly what their problems are, and then you kind of cater to what it is that they need to solve. And your thing is how they can solve their problems. And it means that you can actually get to a much deeper level in terms of the relationship that you have with them, like you said. And it forms like a much deeper bond and a much more kind of a holistic business, because you're really kind of serving people, really taking them to where they want to get to.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And and one thing again I've learned in the consulting world, we always have the answer. We know better. And in this world of being an entrepreneur, trying to be a business owner, a coach, it's a lot of good questions, but it's learning to be real brief about it and then sit and listen for the answers and what's being said, what their pain points are, and what are they struggling with. And a lot of coaches go in with, here's all the tools I have. And it's kind of, the old adage of they're going in with the kind of like again, a metaphor you and I both know, they're flying the plane in with their toolbox, and they're not really paying attention what the client's pain is and the transformation they're looking to have. So that's been a big lesson learned as I've kind of honed in my niche, is really also focusing on listening and really trying to understand what is the transformation that has to occur. Yeah,
definitely. So tell me, so you started off with the, as a podcaster on internet radio, as you said, and then you've seen the power of using Facebook Live with your interviews. What differences have you seen in terms of how you can connect with people using video as opposed to with radio?
Well, one thing that I've noticed really pretty quickly, number one, we're our video. The preparation for the Facebook Live and the format we're using on BeLive TV is we've got a little more preparation involved. So it's getting a good quality camera, a good quality microphone, paying attention to the lighting. I mean, your husband's a video expert, and this is your business, so it's paying attention to all this stuff. And making sure what you look like and what your
Right.
dressing, your background, all of that stuff comes into play here. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, I don't have, some of it's been a lesson learned. Whereas on the radio, I show up, I have a microphone, and we're doing this via Skype, and it's boom, 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 and it's done. So, but the rewarding piece of this is the reach of Facebook Live, or it doesn't. I mean, I know Periscope. I mean, Kristen Robinson's a Perry girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's another tool out there. What is it? Instagram or some. There's one other social network that's using.
Oh, live streaming. Mm-hmm.
Okay, live stream, and and so it's becoming very popular. There's still a misconception, and that's okay, that all these people are doing these Facebook Lives. I mean, I'm seeing, one of our friends was creating a cauliflower pizza, and that's great. I love doing it. I'm a foodie, and I love putting things on video. But people have this perception that that's all we're doing on these live streams, as we're showing, our vacation, our food, our pet. And that's not the case. Each of us, you and I, others, we have a page here, a professional page, where we are creating content that we can drive our clients to, our potential clients, our current clients, other entrepreneurs. And what's amazing about it is the reach that I have gotten through being on Facebook, on Your Success Path. The reach there is exponentially greater than I ever got on CEO Spotlight Radio. And that is phenomenal. And, and it's the ability to also repurpose those recordings elsewhere. And your opportunity to produce a know, like, and trust relationship with your current clients, and to strengthen it and use it as a mechanism to attract new ones, is exponentially greater.
Yeah, that's amazing. Actually, talk a bit about that, because we were actually supposed to connect with Dorothy Kuhn earlier this week. We actually have to postpone that. I'll probably talk to her next week. But, because one of the things that we didn't get a chance to talk about is that idea of how you can repurpose the broadcast that you do on Facebook Live. So, it's like this idea of not just having it in one place, that you can actually take it and use it in other places. So how do you use your broadcasts and put them into other places so you get even more people to see them and as you say, extend your reach?
I don't necessarily want to give too much away, because it's my little stuff. But
yeah, you don't have to tell us your trade secrets.
Trade secrets. I thought I was the only one doing Facebook Live interview shows, and then all of a sudden everybody's doing it. So, I mean, being ahead of the curve doesn't last very long in this industry, and you know that. I mean, but the idea is we're creating this moment of two people having a good conversation, and there's insights and lessons to be learned. And so, even though, Facebook wants you to do this Facebook Live show, and Be Live have been the vehicle, TV have been the vehicle to allow us to have this interview. Facebook doesn't yet do that. But what we can do is get that file off of Facebook, and it's an MP4 file. And that MP4, so any place that you can put an MP4 file, or take the information that's been shared, perhaps the audio, the portion of it, there's a lot of places to repurpose that. YouTube is an example. I do. I'm supposed to be doing it. My virtual assistant probably going to be upset at me because I haven't produced my LinkedIn 2-minute tip this week. But that's an MP4 file that I can repurpose and send out to my network, the people that are on my list, the people that are following me. I'll share that on Fox Coaching Inc.'s page. I'll share it on my which is on Facebook. I'll share that on my Facebook timeline. I'll share that as a blog on LinkedIn. So if you have that MP4 file, share it multiple places. So create it once, share it multiple times, because somebody somewhere is going to pick that up. And so
Right.
remember, this is an MP4 file, and that's what's important about it.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that idea. That's great, because I like, because I think a lot of people, when they, like you are, like, we kind of came from corporate, like you didn't get into the business of being an entrepreneur to be working and doing the same stuff all the time. The idea of being able to kind of leverage your work and kind of do it once is, I think is really powerful. So, we're here today again with this is Howard Fox. I'm Carolyn Shadrach. It's actually Friday. I said it was Thursday earlier. Thank you, Howard corrected me.
I like that you're doing that, by the way. I do my intro and then I do my exit. You did it right in the middle. That's good. That's good.
Well, actually the thing is I forgot to do it in the beginning. That's what it was. So I'm saying it now. So I'm Carolyn Shadrach. And so for 20 years I actually did work in corporates, helping them build their brands and their brand messaging. And now I work with entrepreneurs, helping them get the visibility that they need with their brands with video marketing. So we're here today with Howard Fox. Howard is actually an experienced radio podcaster on internet radio, and we've been talking about the differences that you can experience when you kind of transfer over to Facebook Live and the power of using Facebook Live for your marketing, using some of the tools that are available to you. Now, one of the things that we talked about is that on this platform that we're on right now, which is called Be Live TV, you can actually use Facebook Live to interview other experts within your field and create this idea of authority and credibility for you and your business, and to use that to kind of really connect with your clients. Now, one thing that actually is interesting, because as we said, this is Facebook, this is Be Live, is that TV is the vehicle that we're on right now. And so for using Facebook Live directly, there actually isn't the ability to do these have two people on. I mean, imagine that it's probably going to come soon, as you said, because things kind of change kind of rapidly. And as you said, it's like only a few people doing interviews right now, but because there's so much potential, there's more kind of people jumping on and kind of using that as well. But I think that the real power is to make sure that when you're doing any type of marketing, actually, is to make sure that you are connecting with your ideal clients, that you don't go off on tangents and just start talking about general things, because you really, first of all, you want to be able to kind of attract the people that are in line with your business. And so you really want to kind of keep it focused. That's one of the things that we talked about on Wednesday, I believe it was. Oh my God, I'm losing track of days. We've had 4 days of Facebook Live here, and it's been really great. We've had like lots of great content. And so this is Friday. This is Friday, and it is our last day. But so, Howard, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is because you are actually one of my clients. We're working together, putting together your story with some high quality video for you. And so I wondered, what is it that has really kind of drawn you to using video marketing within your business outside of the Facebook Live platform?
Well, I think it's a great question. The part of it is a journey into getting out of my comfort zone of what I think should work, and being open to other alternatives. As an entrepreneur, as you well know, we've got so much time and so much money, and we've got to quickly learn when to ask for help, when to offload things that, I can do it. It's going to take me a day to do it, but if I can give it to somebody else and they can do it in an hour, I've gained 7 hours then of that day, so to speak, to work on something else that's going to put me in front of my ideal client or customer. And so what I see with video is an opportunity to, again, create something with good, valuable content that I can repurpose in multiple places. So my website, Fox Coaching Inc. Now that's currently getting a retrofit. I mean, I'm unfortunately the product of building an airplane when I should have been building a transformation, but it's up, it's running. But integrating some nice video there, integrating that in my my marketing campaigns, which is opt-in lead pages with variety of opt-ins, or emails that I'm going to use to stay in front of my, current clients or my ideal customers and clients. So the videos that we'll work on are going to reflect the program work that I do, and things that I can then send that out to my potential clients or use it as an introduction about, here's who I am. This is my expertise. This is what I see as a pain in my client and my ideal client's, sandbox. And I'd love to be able to talk to you on how I can help you. And so that's where, and when you see video, you're seeing the real me. You're seeing, 50-something, balding. Yeah, I am a little overweight. But, I'm a coaching professional, and my goal is to build that know, like, and trust. So when I see you and when I see your videos, I'm connecting. You and I are connecting with each other at a different level than just if I had sent out an email or made a phone call and hoping that you're going to want me to come in.
Yeah. It's true. I think it's actually amazing how powerful it can be with videos. That when you get to talk to people, they do actually feel as though they know you. Like if you do it the right way. So one of the things that we do is, that we've done with you, is really to help our clients get in to connect with their story of who they are, what they're about, what their values are, and so forth, and really to be able to communicate those within the video, so that it does kind of create that connection with the clients. Like yesterday, I just had a conversation with somebody in Australia, in fact, who had actually seen my videos. And, she's really excited to work with me. She's like, oh my God, like you just laid it all out for me. I'm really excited. I can't wait to talk to you. And it's amazing, like when you can use video and have that power to like really kind of create those connections with somebody that you don't even know.
Did you get a trip out of it? Did you get a trip, or are they coming to you?
Oh yeah, well we still have to talk. We still have to get talk. But it's great that they It's true. I know. Maybe we'll see. I've never actually been to Australia, so who knows?
It's summer there right now.
Is it really? Well, that's right, because they're complete. Well, yeah, because Howard's in. We actually live relatively close to each other. Howard's in Chicago. I'm like about 3 hours away from there. So, and it's snowing. I don't know what it's like out where you are, but it's like the remnants of snow. It's bad snow.
It's freezing here. It's blue sky, but my car doors are frozen.
Oh my God, really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my, I'm not going anywhere. At least on 4 wheels.
Well, yeah, that's what you need. You need to have those 4 wheels. That's one thing that we do have. So thank you, Howard. So it's been great to have you on. So if people wanted to actually get hold of you or to actually even to see your program, what would they need to do? How do they actually find you?
Sure. Well, first thing I do is you go out to Facebook, up in the search, you're looking for a page called Your Success Path Live, or you can also look for Fox Coaching Inc. Those are my 2 Facebook pages. You can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as Facebook. The name is Fox Coaching Inc. And that's in my email address is Howard Fox, all one word, at foxcoaching.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And I'd love to, if you're interested in the work I do, I'd love to hear from you. And I even have some juicy giveaways. I do a lot of LinkedIn coaching as well. It's a part of the word coaching when I first started with in the profession, and so I also have a complete LinkedIn system that I provide to individuals and my business clients. So we can certainly get you involved, get people into there, and let you try it out.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Howard. It's been really great to have you on the program. Thank you. I look forward to talking to you again soon. All right, thanks. So there we are. That was by Howard. That was Howard Fox that was with us today with lots of great nuggets about Facebook Live and how you can use it to actually kind of build a credibility and authority within your niche. So I wanted to just say again that if you do get to this recording any other time than live, do type your comments in below. I will be going back in to answer your questions. So, make sure you leave your comments there. Again, do share our program, our show that we have. So this week we've been on live every day from Tuesday to Friday. And I think actually I've had so much fun that I'm probably going to be making it a weekly affair, but I haven't decided on what day. So stay tuned and look out for when we'll be back with Cool Story Talks Live. So today, let me give you the word that we had, the word for today. Now is the time to type it in. If you were here at the beginning, just type that in now. And again, so look out for us. We'll be back sometime next week. You can find us at coolstorybranding.com. If you did enjoy this broadcast, you go to coolstorybranding.com. You'll actually find more information. You can register for our free training that we have, where we go a bit deeper into some of the things that we've been talking about this week, and we'd love to see you there. So again, this is me, Carolyn Shadrach, signing out. Thank you so much for joining us this week, and we'll see you again. Thank you.